Hi everyone, Jaymes Mansfield here bringing you yet another video. Oh my god, you guys, I am so excited to bring you yet another episode of Iconic Blondes. Yes! Now in today's episode, I decided to do an absolute icon. Yes, history right here, folks. We are doing the one and only Barbie. Yes! My icon Barbie. Oh, I go back further than Jaymes Mansfield, further than anything that I was obsessed with. Barbie was my true first obsession. So we are going to recreate the iconic 1959 ponytail of Barbie, the very first release of Barbie. Yes, we're gonna get as close as we can get and do a drag version of this as well, so that it's completely wearable and also looks like something that'll work on my head. And also, so I have a wig to wear for drag brunch when I do Barbie girl. So, it's all serving a purpose here, okay? So I'm gonna pin my wig onto the head and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Now I have my Sunshine Day from Jaymes Mansfield Beauty all pinned onto the head. Yes, we are gonna get started on doing this Barbie-inspired hair. Now, first things first, I have to separate the poodle bangs. So that's what we're gonna do here is just go to the center of the head and just take out some bangs. Now, these bangs are not my favorite, but they are a signature on Barbie. I'm more of a fan of like when she, like the later 50s and 60s Barbies of this, where they updated it, where they added blue to her eyes and she had like a swoop bang. Although when you took that swoop bang down, it looked insane. Like she had hair all the way down to here, like in a circle, like a Dracula hairline. Craziness. Anyways, I am so excited. Now, I remember, this is such a random memory, but when I was a child, they had this place in Milwaukee called Champion's Chicken. And when you walked in, you could see inside the case, right on the side of the door, like little dividers. And they were closed off. You couldn't get to them. But it was all these classic Barbies and reproductions just on display there. And I used to just stare at that case the whole time my family was eating because I was just dreaming of what it would be like to own one of those vintage Barbies. Even though they had like the green ear and everything, they looked like they had seen better days, or like someone had played with them and the person that had them just put them in the case. But oh, what I would have gave to have them. I have a lot of stories like that when it comes to vintage Barbie, because also my grandmother on my father's side was a big collector of Barbie. Vintage Barbie, like she had daughters and she kept all the dolls. And she hobbied in making doll clothes. And I always want to play with them, and they're all on this little pedestal that was just out of reach my little 5-year-old hands. And yeah, I just sat there and taunted me for hours while I was getting babysat by her because I just wanted to play with a Barbie so badly, especially those ones because they looked crazy. Like vintage Barbie does not even look like a human being. She looks like an alien. Like her eye setup and everything is all weird. Like the molding is very like otherworldly. And that's because, a little history of Barbie. Barbie was actually, I wouldn't say a stolen idea, but she was, well, here we go. She was inspired by a novelty doll called Build Lily. She basically was a little comic book strip character where Build Lily was a working girl of the night. And, you know, she was a secretary. She worked a lot of odd jobs, but like basically she was just a girl that slept around a lot. And those were the running jokes. She dressed all scantily clad, and they had novelty dolls that were made. They sold in like cigar shops and places like that where you'd buy like, you know, the 1950s equivalent of Spencer's Gifts. You'd find them. I digress. Ruth Handler, the creator of Barbie, and her and her husband had founded Mattel, and they were looking for ideas for toys. And when she was on holiday in Germany with her kids, she stopped into one of these shops and saw the dolls and grabbed all the ones she could hold in her hands and brought them back to the States with her because it was an idea that had not been tapped into for a children's toy. Basically, a grown adult, you know, avatar that kids could project all of their, you know, thoughts and dreams onto. It was unheard of at that time to have that marketed to children. So she took the doll, she redesigned it. She stuck to the image of a grown woman because basically dolls at that time were all baby dolls. There weren't really a whole lot of dolls that had a female figure. And if they did, they were very, very low exaggerations of it. So she wanted to design a complete idea of a fashion doll, basically like a mannequin. That's what they're modeled after, is a department store mannequin. Well, when Ruth pitched this to people at Mattel and they brought it to the World Fair, like they had made the prototype and brought it to the World's Fair, and basically they laughed her out of the room. They told her like, this is gross. Like, no child is ever going to want to play with that. And it's completely inappropriate to have a little girl playing with a doll that has breasts. Like, there were really, all the men that were talking her down about it basically dressed her down, saying this is a horrible idea and a very poor example for little girls. But Ruth stuck to her guns. And eventually Barbie went into production. And she was a sensation. Like, it was exactly what kids wanted, because at that time, the closest thing you had to that were paper dolls. And paper dolls were very popular. But the problem with this is that they're fragile. And if you had something that was like a paper doll, but you could actually physically like touch it and undress it and do all these different things to dress them up and create dreams with them, that's a whole level of play that had not been explored at that time. So she struck gold. Now, what I'm doing right now is I'm perma-teasing all around the base of the head, because Barbie had a ponytail. And if you're gonna do a drag queen ponytail, you have to tease up here, so that creates a little more volume. Otherwise, it's too tight to the head and your head looks tiny. But Barbie was a sensation, because you really think about it, like, the whole idea of it is genius. And they go off of the razor method, which everyone has explained before, but I'll explain it to you again, where you buy the razor and you have to keep buying the blades. That's essentially what happened with Barbie. You bought the doll and you bought the clothes, and the clothes are sometimes more expensive than the dolls. Genius, absolutely genius. And one thing she had done was, like, the dolls had really inspired designers that created the costumes for them, modeled after high fashion and movies at that time, and high-end made clothing. Like, they had great patterns, great fabrics, they had zippers. Girl, a doll dress with a zipper. I have the whole side and crown teased up. I left a few unteased here on the side so I can create spit curls, just so I can cover my sideburns. I'm going to French braid the back of this, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. Now I'm going to start joining the ponytails. It's all French braided up, brushing this back to smooth it out. This era of Barbie only really existed for like a very short period of time. Like, they updated her by the mid 60s. Like, Barbie came out in 1959. So like, this whole era that I'm basing this off of is what they call like the #1 Barbie, where she had no like blue in her eyes. It was just like black irises, and she's always looking to the side, very mysterious, which is also like, okay, you can't deny that they did totally mop Build Lily's whole look. Like, it was not even subtle, the changes they made. It literally was just like, okay, well, she's gonna have a poodle bang, so it's different. Because like Build Lily, when you look at her, like, she kind of looked like a mixture of like Bridget Bardot and Marlene Dietrich. Like, she had Bardot's body and Dietrich's face. Like, she was really high, flicked up eyebrows, like check marks, and like ponytail that's super tight. And like, it was still the same as Barbie's, but instead of like the poodle bang, she had this really cute like little spiral spit curl in the front. Like, she was stylish. And Barbie also, being the industrious folks that they are, eventually bought the rights to Build Lily. So like, no one's ever going to have that again. They own that trademark. They bought the whole magazine. We know where the doll came from. And thus, it created this like weird sordid history that like Barbie was based off of a sex doll, which is not the case. Like, Build Lily was not that. She was a novelty doll. No one was going around trying to do anything with those dolls or stick in places they weren't supposed to go. It was always going to end up on someone's like, you know, mantle as like a gag gift. Build Lily is no more. Barbie owns the rights to her. And I always kind of wish like they would do a re-release. Because like, that's one thing Mattel is seriously lacking in, is like really good collector's items. Like, when it comes to doing Disney and stuff like that, they go all out. Or just work with what you got. Because honestly, I feel like the biggest collectors of Mattel at this point are adults that love nostalgia. So if they catered more to that market, I feel like they could really be cornering something that's not really, you know, not been tapped into yet. All right, now I'm going to add some zip ties to this and wrap it with some hair, and I'll be right back. All right, I am back. Now we got these all curled up. I'm waiting for them to dry a little bit longer. So let's get started on the back of our ponytail. I'm going to add some volume to this, make it nice and poofy. Yes, you may have seen me do this before with my party pony, but this is essentially how Barbie's hair was. And I'm going to try and be as neat as possible, because I want to use this for shows, okay? Like, I want to use this for a brunch show, because I think it'd be such a moment to walk out looking just like it. Well, maybe with better makeup, because that's one gripe I have about the vintage Barbie, is like, it looks gorgeous on that out of this otherworldly alien head that she has. But when you try and recreate it in real life, as you can see today, this is a little Mimi Bowback for me. I'm wearing a lot of makeup. It's sort of like Marilyn in The Prince and the Showgirl. When she's coming off stage, she's got like garage door blue eyeshadow. Oh my God. It's like burned in my memory. Yeah, Barbie was very big on her garage doors for a long time. I imagine like it was just, the design it was just easy for the designers to do that, to like differentiate her from Wild Lily, because like Lily just had flicks, like really big, intense, like, eyeliner. Whereas Barbie had a little bit of blue in her eyes. They redesigned her hairline a lot too. Like her hairline was more squared off. Like just little things that kind of stick out to me. If I want to be really true to life to a Barbie nowadays from the 50s, I should have put like green on my ears so it looks like I have like mold from like the metals in my ears turning green. Maybe I'll do that for Halloween. That's kind of a deep cut, but someone will get it. Barbie collectors will get it. I adore vintage Barbie. Like it's one of my favorite things to collect. And I don't really have space to display them anymore. Like my old setup I did. I really don't have a place to put them anymore. So they're just kind of sitting in a closet right now. But it's one of my favorite things to do whenever I went places was like go to thrift shops and try and find vintage Barbie and Barbie clothes. And I always loved getting the really roughed up ones, like the ones that look like they lived some lives and are just looking for love and attention. I like to think of myself as like a convalescent home for old retired vintage Barbies from the 60s. They come here to have a better life and just sit on a shelf. They could be missing fingers, have their nose sawed off. I'll take you in. It could be that special situation where like their head only stays on if they're angled right. And if it like tilts a little bit, it'll just fall to the floor. You have a home here. But me and Barbie go way, way back because for a long time, that was my only friend was Barbie. And girl, you've already heard me tell the stories about how I had to hustle to get the dolls I had. Like you had to find the tomboy girl in the area that you could trade for your Barbie dolls. And, I traded battle bots and all sorts of things to get those. What was it called? Like the boy equivalent to like Sky Dancers. I traded that. They had like, I think it was like Dragon Warriors or something. Where like you had the little thing and you launched it and it would fly. Yeah, I had that and I traded that for a Barbie doll. A brunette princess Barbie to be exact. I had at least 25 Barbies. And which was a lot for somebody who had to like hide them. And I remember one day, it's a horrible memory. I don't know why it still sticks with me. These are the things I carry. I remember one day the room was dirty. I shared it with my sister. And in order to get back at me, she took all my Barbie dolls that I had hidden away in a drawer and she snapped all their heads off at the neck so that you couldn't even put the head back on. And I remember like walking into the room and seeing it and like I could feel my heart shatter. But for some reason, I didn't want to show a lot of emotion. So I just like let it go in that moment and acted like it didn't bother me. But when she left to go hang out with her friends, I bawled. Oh, I felt horrible. And like she told me later on, like she felt so bad for doing it. I just kind of in my pettiness, like, yeah, well, you shouldn't have did it. You should feel bad. I'd maybe develop a complex. I wouldn't be hoarding Barbie dolls in my closet if that hadn't happened. Okay, I feel like our pony is almost there. All right, I'm gonna pick. Just make sure it is pushed down to the base because we want that volume to stay there. Like I said, we want it to be able to be seen from the back of the head. Gorgeous. I've made ponytails like this for Coco Montrese like 4 times now. She loves this hairstyle. She even wore it on stage with Katy Perry. Like when I went to Resorts World to watch this concert, she was going to be in it with the Drag Race Live girls. I made it for her the day before. And she wore it and like it looked gorgeous. And it's like, it is really, really pretty on her. But that's kind of like a little goop. You'll be able to see it like on the jumbo screen, like something I had made on the stage at Resorts World. I always think it's so cool. And she even wears one of my variations on Drag Race Live too. When she comes out, she's wearing one of my ponytails. One of those great Vegas friendships I've made so far. I'm going to smooth over this ponytail. And when I come back, we're going to take these down, cut them, and style them. And then we'll be done. So all right, we are back. Now let's start finishing this baby off, all right? Let's take down these spit curls like so. Bam. Okay, y'all already know what I do here. Let's grab some here and at an angle. What we are going to do is take advantage of these little poodle-y bangs. So, I had worn a hairstyle like this before previously. I did it on a human hair wig. I know, relatable. But I wanted to do one on a synthetic to show you that it is possible to do. And it can be really pretty. Uh-oh. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to backtrack a little bit. So, this is what I get for jumping the gun. being a stupid Jaymes Mansfield. All right, I'll be right back because I'm going to take a little bit of this teasing out. Good thing I didn't put that much in. So, be right back. All right, we are back. Okay, so mistakes are gonna get made on this channel sometimes, right? And I realized what it was. After I detangled it, I realized I used too big of a roller. Like I thought these were gonna be small enough. They were not. So I went a size down and got these little yellow ones. So that is what we did. Now let's see how they look. I recurled them. There we are. That's what we want. Much better. Oh yeah. Ew. I hate these bangs. I tell you, like, it's my least favorite thing about the Barbies. I always rip the bangs out of them because the poodle bangs, if anyone's old enough to remember this, let me know. Like, did you ever see anyone, like, of a young age that wore poodle bangs? Like, it's the 40s and the 50s? Like, come on now. It's not an attractive look. It looks so weird. All right, so we're going to go through and tease it the slightest bit. I'm going to break them up some. And just try and go along with it with the curl. It's so heinous. I hate them so much. I don't like it. It's like, I don't think they're pretty. That's all it is. It's just like, I just think it like ages Barbie up a lot, which I guess was what's the goal of it was. Like she could be any age you want her to be, but she's supposed to be like a teenage fashion model. That's what they were going for. Trying to tease and not make a mess. With curls like this, it's very easy to do that. Permed bangs.
Chutney, why is it that Tracy Morgan curls were ruined after she did the wet t-shirt contest?
I love that movie. Okay, yeah, it's like a perm. I'm not happy with this, but it is what it is. It's my least favorite part. It's my least favorite part of this whole experience is making these bangs. Add some hairspray and make some sense of it all. Okay, finger time. Go through and arrange these curls in a way we get the poodle bangs that we want. Go through and trim some. Basically trimming the hedges. Yeah, like they have these weird like Barbara Stanwyck-y poodle bangs that I'm just not a fan of. Maybe once I see them on myself, I'll like them more, but I doubt it. I have to say, this is my favorite era of Barbie when she had this face. Like I always collect these ones as opposed to like the 80s and 70s ones where she gets really like terracotta tan and like platinum white hair. Like I really like this era. I think she's so pretty. And like the clothes were the best. Like the first releases of Barbie, those clothes snapped. And like a lot of the dresses that she wore, I based a lot of my own dresses on because like they're so timeless and so pretty and flattering. This is my favorite, absolute favorite Barbie outfit of this time would have to be the Solo in the Spotlight because y'all can probably tell already, I based a lot of my dresses on that one. Like I love me a good old mermaid fishtail silhouette, even though I don't wear them that often. Yes, I love that. And believe it or not, Barbie's creator, Ruth Handler, like a lot of drama happened with her. Like she eventually was ousted from her own company because, you know, a scandal happened. She actually went on to do a lot of good for women's health. She created a special kind of bra for women who suffered from breast cancer, who had lost their breasts so that they could use prostheses and things like that to fill out their chests. So like she did a lot afterwards. Okay, our bangs are shaped up. Let's just do some sprays. Barbie is here. Oh my God. Now I just gotta trim a few things here and there, but she is done. I'll be right back with the final result. Welcome back. This is the final result. And oh my God, I am obsessed. It looks like her hair. Oh my God. Even the poodle bangs, I'm not even mad at. Like, I think they're kind of a cute look. I have to say, we're having a moment right now. I've come around on poodle bangs because I actually look really, really cute in them and I can pull them off. And if you're wondering why my tongue is blue, it's because I was eating a candy cane. Like, when I had to recurl the hair, I needed sugar to get myself going. So now I have a blue tongue. What is that animal that has a blue tongue? I forget. Is that cows? I can't remember. I didn't grow up with farms. Anyways, this is the final result and I am obsessed. Like it looks really cute. I can't wait to wear it at a brunch. I gotta add like a nude illusion strap here so I can wear my breastplate with it. It's gonna be a whole moment. Just you wait. I snapped with this hair, okay? Like this is a hairstyle I know I can do, but the bangs especially, like I was a little worried about because I don't work with curls like this a whole lot. Like when I have to structure like a perm curl, it's really, really tough for me because you have to be really precise. And if you over tease it, it looks like you over tease. It's just like a big old mess. So I'm really happy with this. Oh my God. Thank you all so much for watching this latest installment of Iconic Blondes. I hope you all have been enjoying it because I've been enjoying making them, honestly. Like, I have the most fun making videos now because it's just talking about stuff that I truly care about and want to talk about. And I'm glad you guys are enjoying it with me. Now, don't forget, if there is an iconic blonde you want to see, I chose my own this week. But if you want to see a certain blonde, let me know down below. I'm always trying to acquire a list of people to do. So if there's someone you want to see, let me know and I'll try and make it happen. Now, this is a golden honey blonde like the original Barbie. Now, if you look at like images of Barbie from there now, the hair oxidized and it looks like a strawberry yellow kind of off-putting color. But when she was originally released, it was a golden blonde like this. So I'm fresh out the box in 1959. Yes! Now, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, bye! Now hit the outro! Click here and watch my last episode of Iconic Blondes. It was Etta Jaymes. Oh, I see me try out the Team Trixie and Team Katya palettes from Trixie Cosmetics. Come on, click it. You know you want to. If you don't click it, I'll give you green ear. So click it.